So what's deep about it too,
Okay.
Steve, is like you said something that was real strong a while ago, and you said about where we come from and how we were raised, and it's true. Like if you come from any of the places that we come from, like I'm from Flatbush, Brooklyn, do the
Yeah.
research. I'll tell you about where I come from, right? We've been taught not to feel.
Yeah.
We've been taught not to feel. Like if we feel disrespected though, because you know in the street we move by code. If you violate
Yeah.
the code, you're gonna get dealt with, and we don't feel no way about it. But as
Right.
I move closer to Christ, I realize that oh come on, the closer I move to Him, it's like the more wretched I see myself, and the more of adjustments that I need to make, right?
Yeah.
And so as I make the adjustments, like I have to realize that that like you said something earlier on, like for the next 48 hours we gonna be like this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what I learned even when I used to do that with faith is that what is the message that I'm sending to you when I do that? I'm sending the message to you that I can't be trusted when it comes to a difficult and challenging moment, right? Sometimes we protect our house and our wives from outside interferences or outside threats, but truth be told, sometimes our wives are sleeping with the enemy. Cause we the enemy. Word up.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are the ones that, like for real, shut them out. And I'm not saying we got to be vulnerable with everybody, because we don't. But one person
No.
we do got to be vulnerable with is them. And here's the thing that I encourage wives to do. Do me a favor. Please create the environment. And I'm not telling husbands not to do it. I'm just saying it's easier. It's easier for us to create the environment, right? But wives, create the environment for your husbands to be vulnerable with you. Why? Because we weren't raised that way. And I remember one time, I'll tell the story. And me and Faith learned. Me and Faith both learned, right? We were in New York, and we were in Jersey, and I went to New York to just go see some of the homies real quick and some family members. And while I was in Manhattan, I got into a little fender bender, and it just bent up the little bit of our car. We ain't even had the joint for a year, and I was mad. I'm like, come on, man, we grown. We don't do those things anymore. You know what I'm saying? We don't do those things anymore. We don't get into car accidents and that sort of thing. We don't do that no more. And I rolled myself out, man. I promise you, Steve, I was on top of my own head. Like, come on, bro, you grown. When last time you got into a car accident? I remember the next day we went out to Sesame Place. We were taking the kids, and I was just like not having a good day. Why? Because I was still inside my own head. And Faith said to me, like, I told her what I was feeling. Like for one of the first times I was really vulnerable. And I was like, babe, I'm really like not feeling good because of what I did yesterday. She was like, what you gonna do, babe? Get over it. And I was like, that ain't feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like the way she said it, like, get over it. We at Sesame Place. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a fender bender. Right? But I'm expecting her to be able to just like for real, give me the words necessary to restore me, because sometimes you just need to hear it.
Yeah.
Sometimes your wife, let me tell you something, your spouse has more power than you think they do, especially in difficult moments. That's why when they say stuff to you, it hurts more than anybody else, because they're probably the people that you least expect to say things to hurt you. But when the time came that I needed the encouragement, she was just like, yo, get over it. We out here enjoying ourselves. Right? And I'm like, okay, good. It was a long time before I came back and was vulnerable again. And we had conversations about it in some of our little marriage groups later on. From that time forward, Faith always created an environment for me to be vulnerable. I'll never forget the time we were in Florida over this summer. 5 months we spent in Florida. While we were there, for those, people don't know, I was in the music business for a little while, and I used to be on the road with Tribe Called Quest. Fife and Jerobi are my dudes. Like, we grew up together. Matter of fact, I married Jerobi about a year and a half ago. I was the officiant over his wedding, right? So I was in the car. When Fife passed away, I officiated over his funeral at the Apollo, and then I was there again to officiate over the street name change for him. And we were just riding down the street one day, and he came on one of the songs that he did with De La Soul and Black Eyed Peas, and I'm listening to it, and the beat is bumping. For those who know me, I'm a music dude, just like Jerome. Like, for real, I feel music in my bones. I'll cry over certain songs. I love music so much, right? And he came over the radio, and I don't know where it came from, but I was just remembering all the places that we used to go to when he was still alive, all the things that we used to do together, how we grew up. I'm talking about we grew up together, You feel me? And immediately it came out of nowhere. My face was flushed. I couldn't stop the tears from rolling down my face. You know them kind of cries where you can't even talk? I couldn't even talk. And she was like, whoa, what happened? And I just pointed at the radio, and she knew, because she knew, right? And then she waited, and she kind of held my arm because I was still driving, right? And she held my arm. And then she's like, you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm good. She was like, well, that's the reason, babe, that we need to take care of ourselves, because he died from complications of diabetes. And she reinforced, like, babe, this is the reason why I'm always honest in terms of taking care of ourselves. But don't worry. One day we're going to see him again. You know what I'm saying? And so she provided the environment for me to be comfortable in being vulnerable with her. And now I'm safe, right? That's what we want to do. We always, no matter what, even if it come across the wrong way, we want to know that we got each other's interest, best interest at heart. And now I feel comfortable in being vulnerable with her. Why? Because I know she's going to shield me or create the environment for me to be vulnerable, and I can still leave with my manhood on the back end.
And I'll say to that when I spoke about unlearning and relearning, certain ways. I mean, I grew up in New York, and we had the same kind of upbringing, but also the men in my family, they were raised very similarly to, don't cry, take it on the chin, don't show emotion, whatever. So for him at that time, when he spoke about the whole Sesame Place thing, at the time I'm thinking, why is this such a big deal to you? Like, this is, it's a little fender bender. Like, I let you sulk for a day. Like, now we with family and we trying to enjoy ourselves. Like, I need you to, like, get out of your feelings and whatever. But I didn't know how deep it was for him. But also, take how I was raised and what I saw, right? As the men in my family, they never showed emotion. They never showed, my father was a big joker. He always was joking. He would joke. He would tell a joke when he was in pain. A
lot of the times when we're joking, that's how we mask our emotions.
But and that's how he would mask his emotions, through a joke, through funny business and stuff like that. And so and that's what I saw growing up. So to see him show some type of emotion was new to me as well, and I didn't know how to react to it at the time. I was just like, whoa, like you need to get over this thing. Like, I'm not even trying to deal with all of that right now. Like, we had an amusement park, and and now you ruining our fun because you trying to be in like a grumpy mood. So that was my reaction. But I had to learn again, unlearn and relearn. That the way that I was raised, what I saw was incorrect, because I also put my sons in that place. Do I want them to be raised, with someone who doesn't let them show emotions, who doesn't ask them, why are they feeling this way? What is causing them? And so now I'm very, very aware of when he's feeling a certain way, or how he's feeling and why he's feeling that way. And so,
and vice versa.
And so we always have a conversation about it. And so creating that type of environment is very important, because I also want to teach my sons that they don't have to grow up with that same type of, you don't cry, stop crying, I don't know what you're crying for, blah, blah. Like, you're obviously crying for a reason, right? So let's get to the reason. Let's get to the bottom of that first. And then we can deal with, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, all of that good stuff. But I want you to be able to share that, not only with your parents, but one day with your future wife. So that's very important for us.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Quest, man, professional marriage and life coach. Listen, one of the things that we've always tried to do here, or one of the major themes here at the Greenhouse, right, or in the work that I do, is to concentrate on love, lifestyle, and legacy, right? And for the purposes of lifestyle, we wanted to create merch that is consistent with our ideas and beliefs as it relates to marriage. So listen, guys, you can see I got on the Tribe Called Marriage, raglan shirt, Tribe Called Marriage hat, and we have that and tons more merch in the shop. Do me a favor, if you like what we're doing and you like the merch, do me a favor, stop by, get some for you and your wife, and support the movement. You feel me? Because if you're not working on your marriage, my friends, then what are you doing? Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Quest. Peace.